I was a single mom for like 8 years after I divorced, and it was hard. It was rough. I struggled a lot. And I struggled so much for so long that I began to believe that struggle was just my destiny, that this is just the way it is, that it wasn't going to change. And I got comfortable with struggle. So whenever things didn't go right, I just told myself, it's okay. I've been struggling this long. I'm used to it.
Welcome. I'm Zawadi, and this is the Reset and Go Girl podcast, the show that helps you unleash your heart so that you can build everything that God is calling you to start. From business to ministry and growing your wealth, we'll discuss it all, sis, and the impact of your heart. If you're ready to go deeper so that you can go further, this is your time, this is your space, and this is your season. Join me inside.
Hey, sis, welcome back to Reset and Go Girl. If this is your first time here, my name is Zawadi. At Reset and Go Girl, we deal with issues of the heart, resetting the heart so that we can be and do as daughters of God all that God is calling us to. Whether it's building wealth or building a business, the success of it starts with the heart. So if that sounds like something that interests you, go ahead and subscribe because this is your tribe. In today's video, I want to talk to you about a poverty mindset. I'm going to break down for you what a poverty mindset is, and then I'm going to give you a checklist of 10 reflection items so that you can sit with yourself, do a self-assessment, and by the end of this video, you'll be able to determine whether or not you have a poverty mindset. Number 6 really resonated with me because I used to have a poverty mindset. You'll hear more about it when we get to number 6. Make sure you watch all of them because I want you to meet me in the comments at the end and tell me which of these, if any, resonated with you. Okay, let's get started. All right, I want to start by defining what a poverty mindset is. Here we go. A poverty mindset refers to a set of beliefs and attitudes that can limit an individual's potential for growth, success, and wealth, often characterized by a focus on scarcity, fear of taking risk, and a tendency to settle for less. Now let's get into the checklist. Number 1 is you always have a fear of scarcity. Even when there's enough money, you are afraid that there won't be enough money. When you receive an inflow of money, you hold on to it tight because you're afraid that there won't be enough money at some point. And this leads to anxiety and stress around money. Even when you have money, you're afraid that money will become scarce and you won't have enough. Does that sound like you, sis? Let me know in the comments. Number 2, you have a negative attitude regarding wealth. In other words, you associate wealth or having a lot of money with corruption or with greed. You believe becoming wealthy inherently involves exploitation or some other unethical behavior. Number 3, you are resistant to investing in yourself. Basically, what that means is you are not interested in investing in self improvement, such as books, such as courses, training, and personal development to help educate you in the area of finances. You see that as wasteful rather than an investment into your own growth. Number 4, you have an excessive focus on short-term savings. What that means is that you prioritize saving in the short term over the big picture, over long-term investments and savings. So you may be a coupon cutter, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with cutting coupons, using coupons, but saving in that way is more important to you. The short-term save is more important than taking your money and putting it in a long-term investment that will benefit you in the long run. You sacrifice future wealth opportunities in order to save small amounts today. Number 5, you blame external circumstances or other people for your current financial condition. You seldom take responsibility for your financial situation. You think it's the fault of your job. You think it's the fault of the government. It's always the fault of someone else, but you never take responsibility for your own condition. And until you take responsibility for your financial decisions, nothing's going to change, sis. Nothing's going to change. And number 6, which is the one that I identify with the most, and it is becoming comfortable with financial struggle. You begin to see your financial struggle as the norm, which can cause you to avoid taking risk or moving into opportunities that could improve your financial condition. Now, I get this because I was a single mom for um, like 8 years after I divorced, and it was hard. It was rough. I struggled a lot. And I struggled so much for so long that I began to believe that struggle was just my destiny, that this is just the way it is, that it wasn't going to change. And I got comfortable with struggle. So whenever things didn't go right, I just told myself, it's okay. I've been struggling this long. I'm used to it. That's a symptom of a person with a poverty mindset, a scarcity mindset, because you've been struggling so long that this has just become the norm for you. But sis, I'm here to tell you today that struggle is not your portion, and lack doesn't have to be your legacy. All right, number 7. Number 7 is envy and resentment towards people who are successful. Now, be honest with yourself, sis. It's just you and me. How do you feel when other people around you are winning? They're making money. They're starting businesses. They're buying homes. They're living the life that you want. Do you become envious? Do you become jealous? Do you celebrate them? Or do you celebrate them outwardly and inwardly you're envious? You may even criticize or downplay or diminish their success or their win to make yourself feel better. I know that's a hard one. That's a hard one, but until we get to a place where we are ready to admit and face our current mindset and the things that are in our hearts, you won't be able to change it. Okay, let's move on to number 8. Number 8, avoidance of financial planning and budgeting. So as much as you know you need to plan, as much as you know you need to budget, you avoid it. You may feel overwhelmed when it comes to thinking about the future or planning for retirement or saving for a house or whatever it is. It may overwhelm you. You may feel like you're not equipped. You don't know enough to plan for the future or to budget your money. So you avoid it rather than seeking help. And as you avoid, things just continue to get worse. This is an issue of the heart. Number 9 is chronic pessimism about finances. You believe that your financial condition is unlikely to improve. It's unlikely to change. Maybe you think you're too old. Maybe you just think it's too late. Maybe you feel like it's just been this way so long. So there is a chronic skepticism regarding your situation. This causes you to constantly dismiss opportunities that could change your situation, and it causes you to constantly be critical and negative when it comes to the topic of finances. And finally, number 10, you have a fear of taking risk or taking on new opportunities. You avoid even calculated risk and other opportunities out of a fear of losing money. So you stay in your financial comfort zone in this little box and you won't come out of it. You stay right there in that box doing what's comfortable, even though it's not working and even though it's to your own detriment. You won't invest your money. You won't get the education that you need to change your situation. You are not comfortable doing anything other than what you've been doing, even though it's to your own detriment. I hope that was helpful for you. What I want you to do is watch the video again, listen to all 10 again, sit with yourself and be honest with yourself and uncover whether or not you have a poverty mindset. Now, if you do, don't despair. In part 2, the next video, I'm going to talk to you about how to transform your poverty mindset, how to begin the process, the steps to changing your mindset from poverty to abundance. All right? Meet me in the comments and let me know which of these 10 off of this checklist resonated with you, and if you're ready to change your money mindset. All right, sis, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.